Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about Arrow Season 6, Episode 3, Next of Kin. Arrow has been killing it this season. I'm really loving it. I'm really loving it without the flashbacks now, because we don't need it anymore, and I'm glad, the first episode of this season had it, and I was kind of worried because it was like, I don't really feel we need it. And it seems like the producers realize that, and episode 2 and 3 have been fantastic episodes. Let's start off with John Diggle, because he's the main focus, as far as I'm concerned, of this episode. Okay, Oliver was too, but we'll get to him in a minute. Diggle is struggling because of this nerve damage in his hand, because of the shrapnel that, I guess, whatever. He's struggling with having to deal with this situation because he's confronted with certain situations, and he fails at a mission. And Renee starts, and I guess Mr. Terrific and Dinah also start questioning Diggle's position that Oliver put him in. And I like that we got a little talk of Oliver talking to Diggle there, because after all these years, it kind of switched it around this time. Where in the past it would always be Diggle giving advice to Oliver. Now we got a scene where Oliver is giving advice to Diggle. And I actually really enjoyed that. I like seeing that moment. I thought it was a really nice moment between the two, but like reversed. And I could see behind the scenes how they might have wanted to talk to Stephen Amell, saying, hey, now you are the Diggle character. And Diggle, or David Ramsey, is now the Oliver character, which I thought was a lot of fun. I really liked seeing Diggle in this role, in this episode. I think it was perfect, and it makes me more angry at Flash, especially since we're going to get a little bit more of Diggle continuing as Green Arrow for another episode, maybe even 2 more episodes, maybe 3. It makes me more angry at Flash because it shows me that Flash could have done this with Kid Flash. They could have done this with Wally. Having Wally and Cisco taking care of the city for a couple of episodes. It didn't need to be the whole season, but at least give us a couple of episodes. But this is not a Flash review, this is an Arrow review, so let's keep it on this. So we also have this villain going around. I actually thought the villain's technique of using those, I guess they were like balls or something, and she threw them and they made these little flashes of light. I thought that was cool. I thought it was something they never had to deal with. Obviously, they got the sunglasses at the end to protect their eyes. And then I'm liking the Dinah and Diggle relationship. I hope that it doesn't go beyond a friendship, because I like the character of Lila as well. And one of my worries right now is that I don't want the writers to get in their head, hey, let's do an affair story arc for Diggle and Dinah. I would rather stay away from the soap opera-ish, soap opera-ish-ness of that stuff, and just focus on what you're doing right. So that's just an instinct of mine, because the two characters really do have good chemistry. But I hope it sticks as friends and not turn into a romantic thing, because I'm glad Oliver even referenced Lila and his kid. That's something that John needs to remember daily. And then we have Oliver and his kid, funny enough. And Oliver he wants to be more involved in his kid's life. He wants to try to help him out with his homework, but the kid, he's way too smart for that. Unfortunately, he's more smarter than his dad when it comes to certain work. and he needs to study, study, study. He was a better kid than I was, I'll tell you that. And so Oliver can't really help because he doesn't know too much about the stuff that that his son William is learning about. And Felicity finally comes in and helps William out, and there's a little connection there. What I really liked about this part of the episode was that I like that Oliver had to deal with this situation. Again, the kid this week was written actually really well. It felt like that was his age. I don't know what happened in the first episode this season. I don't know if the writers didn't know how to come up with a reasonable excuse on what happened on the island and all that, and they realized they kind of screwed up there. They found their way into a jam. But after the first episode this season, episode 2 and now episode 3 have been really strong in the writing department. And I really like how William is being treated in this episode, like a real kid. It feels like a kid his age would be doing, studying hard work. Well, maybe, it depends on the kid. But yeah, I thought that was really good. And then Elicity, I'm not even a huge Elicity fan, but I actually liked the Oliver and Felicity romance in this episode. I'm someone that enjoyed it in the beginning when they first started it in season 3, but then it started going into a more soap opera territory, and I think it's been the strongest in this episode since I can't even remember the last time I enjoyed Elicity. But this episode was really, really strong with it. And if they can keep it going like this, I will allow Elicity to happen. Only if they are able to keep it like this. Fun and enjoyable. That's the way I like to see my relationships on my CW TV shows. I don't stay away from the soap opera. We don't need that in our superhero shows. Keep it this way. Okay. Another thing that I noticed in this episode was the relationship between Lance and Oliver. Nothing big, but to me it's just cool when you look at it now, how Oliver's like giving orders to Lance. I find it really cool how when you think back to season 1 of how their relationship was, it amazes me on how much that relationship has grown since then. Nothing to do with the episode. It's just a little thought I had while watching the episode. And the FBI agent, she was back, and she's like I thought. She's not letting this go, man. I think by the end of this season, Oliver's identity is going to be outed, and you know what? I think it's time for that to happen, because I think it would freshen the show a lot. Another thing, Oliver is moving ahead with this bill by lessening this grip on vigilantism. I don't know why it's a thing in Star City, because Central City has a vigilante, and Central City is really cool with it. So I don't know what Star City has up its ass. And why can't they just let Green Arrow do what he wants? He's been saving the city for 6 freaking years already. Come on, guys. And then the very last shot at the end, Diggle is taking a drug, it looks like, to heal his nerve damage. Yeah, that's going to have consequences later on, obviously. And I'm excited to see where that goes. I'm excited about... This episode was a really strong, solid episode. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was really strong all the way through. Yeah, the Arrow's kicking ass again, guys. Season 6. First episode was a little bit of a rough start, but episode 2 and 3 have been really well done. And I'm really enjoying season 6 so far. So hopefully they can keep the winning streak once again. I want another awesome season like season 5. So with that being said, guys, I'm ending this here. I hope you guys like, subscribe, comment below too, and share your thoughts on the episode. And until next time, take care.